Hey everyone, so this video is made by SAL, Quiet Studios. I'm gonna do a commentary video because I've been to this mall many times. I've been to this mall many times, many times. I don't go there as much anymore. We're gonna do a 2160p since it's gonna be a better quality here. At the time that he had made this, you guys obviously seeing snow, right? In over by the former Sears, which is a tile, like a tile flooring store now. So yeah, and I'm sure there's gonna be some stores that we'll see here that are not there. Some stores that are new. Um, I'll be able to tell you, guys, pretty quickly. Because last time I was there was not that long ago. I think it was about a month ago. I was walking through there. I parked over by the Burger King and walked through. Um, Not right here. There's another bigger. I think it's over there. Yeah, I think that's a Metro PCS store right there. That's that cell phone accessory store. So yeah, I walked to the bigger, kind of like this intersection, but it's over to the right. And I walked through the whole thing to get to Walmart, which is to your left. Okay, there's a Walmart attached to the mall. It's been like that for years now. So they usually do like events right here. They'll do like events right there and all that. It's trying to escape that. He's absolutely right. Yeah, that wasn't like that before. Yep, there we go. Hey, Catherine, if if you watch this, I'm gonna show you a picture of Sal. You might recognize him because he would obviously would have to check in at the desk over here. So I think you're gonna recognize him. Oh, this is well. You know how I get when I see things like this. It gets me all excited. I can't help it. I don't know. I'm just like that. That's part of my thing. So I wonder who was doing the flag then. I think you would know more, Catherine. Watching this. Yeah, they need to fix those lights. Do you recognize him? I I meant that for my girlfriend though. Hope you guys will be able to hear this. I don't know if it's Bull Run though. I'm pretty sure it's a Manassas address, but I'll have to take a look at the Google Maps and find out. Because when I saw Bull Run, I was kind of a little like, okay. Holy, what? Wait, why did he start out the Chantilly? Why did he start out the Saudi Station Shopping Center? Holy shit! I wonder what he filmed this. Damn, I used to go to Planet Fitness right over here right, all the time, and that's where I did my change of address prior to moving in here. I did my change of address over there. I parked the van right there. Damn.
Is another expedition log. Today we're visiting a mall that has perfected the concept of remaining traditionally enclosed and occupied just enough to keep the local community interested in seeing what's
Yeah, he's
inside.
heading to southbound
This
28.
mall is the
Yep.
perfect symbiosis of nationally and locally favored retail, balanced with experiential tenants, and it's an archetype for how
Yeah, they
urban
changed all
renewal
this
can
intersection. You used to be able to go to
transform
Braddock Road
neighborhoods
from.
without
It's
removing
more
any
harder
of the
now.
charm. As always, I hope all of you are doing well.
Sal, why would you take the why would you take the toll and then get off at 234 possibly, or get off at Prince William? That's like $20, man. You can go just as fast in the non-toll lanes. I guarantee you, I do it all the time.
Out there, taking care of yourselves and having a good time all the
Yeah,
time.
see,
I'd like to
come
thank
on,
all the
man.
patrons that we explorers
It's like a waste of
supported
money.
today.
I mean, I'm just
Just
being
thank you
real.
from my website over the last few months for their direct support. And if you'd like to see the merch that I have for sale, you
Yeah,
can
that's all
search
repaved too. This is already surfaced.
Recently, there was an edgelord making sweaty claims in a mall video that anyone filming living malls is selling out, and it rubbed me the wrong way. The history of living malls is just as important to the overall story of America's dying malls, and I'm cooking a deep narrative in my series here, so stick with me. We're getting back to the dead and abandoned malls soon. But over the last year, I've been traveling around the DC
Okay,
metro region, filming and getting to know all of the malls near my new home in Fairfax County, Virginia, and most of them just happen to be living. This X-Log is the penultimate episode in that
so
DC
he
metro tour, and
so
now
he
a
redid
chance to
this one.
finally do
Okay,
a real
okay.
inside of the mall. So for your consideration, I'd like you all to come take a walk with me through the Manassas Mall in Bull Run, Virginia. But first, a word from our sponsor, Circuit City's Death Rattle. Enjoy.
All 567 stores are closed during the Circuit City going out of business sale. Push it, click it, press it, click it, tune in and turn it on. This is what you watch it on. Any way you work it, integrate your circuit at the city. Circuit City. Come to the place to welcome technology with a heart. Welcome to Circuit City. Great service is state of the art. The future at your fingertips with all the right connections. Punch your key and you can see the new video directions. We can turn your car into an audio star with the one you want for the way you want. I got you that Gizmo for electric machismo. Some amplitude for radical. We're tuned into your attitude.
Oh my God, guys! Wow, Circuit City. I could tell you so much about that place. About about a lot of them. I could tell you about Comp USA, Baltimore County. Yeah.
You should see us now. We're the place to be.
The place to be this holiday season is Manassas Mall. Over 100 stores to choose from. You're sure to find the right gift for the holiday season.
When did they make a commercial?
The occasion.
Holy shit!
The fashion, style, and selection.
The fountain was there too. I think Catherine's. I think Catherine's mom would. I think Catherine's mom would be able to tell. Would be able to tell more of a story when it comes to that video and what's inside. I think she would know more. I mean, Catherine probably would know quite a bit. She probably would remember it. She was born in 1993, so if that commercial was made anytime after, let's say 1996, 98, I think she would remember that. I'll have to ask her.
In Bull Run, Virginia. I filmed this footage back in February of 2025, right after the roads cleared from a snowstorm that you all saw in my Potomac Mills X-Log.
Potomac Mills. Oh yeah, we had that snowstorm in February. Holy shit, that was
This
crazy.
isn't dead.
I was stuck in my van.
I wouldn't say it's thriving or bougie or anything
I was
like
I was stuck in my fucking van and I was in a parking garage.
manages the mall, and they seem to have their pulse on what the local community wants from this place. It's a healthy mix of various stores
Yeah,
and
these are new.
experiences that cater directly to the local community.
That's all new right here.
But this mall has been through a lot in its life, so let's jump into the historical narrative. Back in 1968, Stephen Roth, Russell B. White Jr., and David Mendelbaum formed a new retail development partnership in Clifton, New Jersey called Interstate Properties. Their goal was to initially open a few shopping centers around New Jersey, but to eventually branch out over state lines and open regional shopping malls near major upcoming interstate highways.
Yep.
Hence the name.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hence the name. Yup.
Interstate was never a major player in the enclosed regional mall game, and they never had plans to monopolize the market like Simon or DeBartolo. But Interstate would come out of the gate swinging with their first mall in Prince William County, Virginia, which they announced in early 1970.
The old Dinkers. Yep, that's been
Early
around
days of mall
for a
development
while.
and developing infrastructure around the country, there was was typically a ton of community backlash due to traffic and sewage generation and public outcry at zoning and city planning meetings when new malls were.
So yeah, Catherine worked here for almost 3 years. I think probably a little more than 3 years actually. Around 3 years. She was working around 3 years, and she's I won't tell what she told me. She's more than welcome to do like a video or something talking about the politics of the business, so to speak, and what the changes were and everything. They weren't good. I'll just tell you guys that they weren't good. The when it was Audubon and it was under the old ownership, it was so much better. But they sold out the K1 and it just got pretty bad. You know what I mean? So she could she can enlighten you guys about that. I'm not going to. I don't want to get it mixed up. I don't want to have any huge blanks in the story. So I rather her tell it. I'm gonna ask her, see if she's willing to.
In the development stage, people were scared of ruining their quiet towns with noisy cars.
But yeah, they got rid of the
new shopping malls.
they got rid of the axe throwing though.
Narrative through my series.
Axe throwing was over here.
Planned by Interstate here.
There's all the chargers for it. See that?
We didn't see any of it. Permits were stamped, zoning was approved, and crews just got to work promptly in 1971 with absolutely no trouble. Interstate secured W.T. Grant as their first anchor space with a leasing agreement signed on
Let's see if she was even there.
1971. And one
No. No, it's not her. That'd be so cool if she was there at the time of this video.
1972, the
That would make me so happy to see her in the video.
Manassas would have its Phase 1 grand opening and ribbon cutting ceremony with a Grant City and a Montgomery Ward serving as senior anchors. Grant's stores had been around since the early 1900s, and by the time Interstate was opening their mall at Manassas, there were about 1,200 Grants throughout the U.S. But with the rise of discount department stores like Kmart, Grants started opening a few discount-oriented configurations themselves, named Grant City. But they were just too late, and they started closing locations.
That would be so funny if me and Catherine were sitting here and he did a video and I didn't realize it. That would be so funny.
Hundreds of millions of dollars to cover these payouts. By 1976, Grants couldn't secure further loans with all of their assets tied up as collateral, so they filed for bankruptcy. The entire company was liquidated and all locations were closed that year. Then in 1977, Interstate signed a lease with the May Department Store Company to bring a new Hecht department store to the vacant Grant City space. Work on the anchor was completed by Old Forge Metal Craftsmen and Modern Woodwork Specialties Incorporated, and the Hechts opened right in the area that we are now by 1978.
WT Grant and Grant City's out of business sale. By order of the U.S. District Court, 251 stores from coast to coast are forced to close. Over 60
I want to know how he does this like editing. I really do. How he inserts the sound and stuff. I'm not good at that. I really am not, guys. I just make these raw videos and that's it without any sounds.
It was part of the original mall configuration with Hechts behind us and wards down at the other end.
She was right about that being.
Can't help but think that
Actually, she had told me that was an old Target.
decades.
That section was an old Target.
This space was either a Foot Locker or a K Jewelers, according to the original directory.
That's what she said the old K1 was a Target.
Manassas first opened, it only consisted of this one long, dark concourse with brown accents originally that extended from Hecht's in the old Grand City parcel down to Montgomery Ward with a small courtyard in the middle of the two. On New Year's Day 1980, the single-screen Manassas Mall cinema opened showing The Black Hole, which is actually a really fun movie. Anthony Perkins, who played Norman Bates in Hitchcock's Psycho, leads the cast, and the score was composed by John Barry, who also wrote the music for 11 James Bond films.
And where was the theater?
It's pretty awful.
What's
Just
the-
watch it on Hulu. It's one of my favorites, and I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of you that'll dig this movie.
What section was the theater
The
in?
mall was nearly fully occupied, and walking around in right now was tenanted by a Tom McGann, Walden Books, Hans Shoes, and Eleanor's Town and Country. The mall would continue finding success through the 1980s, despite much larger malls opening around that time, like its biggest competitor, Fair Oaks, in 1980, which I will be covering in my next episode, so stay tuned.
Yeah, Fair Oaks is the next
Alfred
closest
Coleman's shiny new Fair Oaks opening up the street,
bigger mall there.
Mall at Manassas would just coast. Fair Oaks was billed as a more upscale mall than Manassas with the opening of Lord & Taylor in 1981, but that was the only thing setting these two malls apart, and the locals really had nothing compelling them towards Fair Oaks that Manassas couldn't offer.
Damn. Yeah, yeah. Fair Oaks is a, and then you got Fair Oaks, which is the closest biggest mall, right down 66 and Route 50, and then you got Potomac Mills Mall, roughly 21 miles away if you take Prince William Parkway. But Prince William Parkway separates, okay? You have to remember that. It separates. 234 separates. I think 234 goes right at Potomac Mills Mall, and Smoketown Road, I think it is. Like area, that's where the mall's located at. I know my Aunt Bonnie lives, and my Uncle Ron, they live in that area. And then you got Tyson's. You got Tyson's too, I think. Then you got Westfield Montgomery. You got Wheaton here. You got Pentagon City. Used to have. I'm trying to remember which mall. I know there was one that was downtown DC. It's like really not there no more. You got Lafont Plaza apparently. I never knew that. And I've been living in the area for over 10 years. I never knew about Lafont Plaza. I need to go there one of these days. You know, if there's a way to get in there, I don't know. See, that's the thing. I just don't know. I need to get out more. I really do. But I can't afford it, guys. Like, I can't. You know,
Is this a suit for ants?
it's a lot of driving, you know. I can only afford it if I'm doing things for my girlfriend or something. Then I will do things for her,
Always intended for the mall at Manassas to
you know, out of my pocket. But I can't do things for random people out of pocket, you know.
Constraints preventing malls being built over a certain size, they decided to phase the opening and wait for the area to grow a bit. In 1983, Interstate conducted some market research on the local Manassas population and decided that it was time to expand the mall. And so they applied in spring of 1984 to have 31.9
Is that the reptile place there?
rezoned for commercial use. Then 12 years after the mall opened on August 1, 1984,
The
it was announced
reptile
that
petty museum or whatever you want to call it.
at Manassas, and two
Yeah,
additional senior
yep.
banker spaces would be
Been
constructed
there for a while
as
now.
phase
Oh.
two for the property. The Potomac News newspaper would hype up this renovation for a few years, showing artist renderings of the new concourse and teasing some of the new tenants that would ultimately occupy the over 60 new spaces. At the time, population growth in Manassas was growing steadily at nearly 3% year over year. And
Yeah,
so
they kinda got it all
finally
blocked.
approved the
Oh, they kinda
rezoning
blocked it
application
off
for
now, I
massive
think.
expansion that would see the mall's footprint grow to nearly 900,000 square feet, firmly securing its place as a regional shopping mall and Class A center in the interstate portfolio. By the way, these reptile places and any sort of animal exploitation used to make money in a mall or anything is just disgusting to me, and I hope this place closes soon and the animals are sent to a sanctuary. This is just gross. I hate this.
Let's listen to what he says. I actually agree and I disagree. I agree more so, but then I also disagree
So
too.
city planners finally approved the rezoning application for the massive expansion that would see the mall's footprint grow to nearly 900,000 square feet, firmly securing its place as a regional shopping mall and Class A center in the interstate portfolio. By the way, these reptile places and any sort of animal exploitation used to make money in a mall or anything is just disgusting to me, and I hope this place closes soon and the animals are sent to a sanctuary. This is just gross. I hate this.
Okay, so the reason why there is two sides to how I feel about it, like mostly yes, I do agree with him. I really do. And some part of me disagrees with him, and I'm not mad at him for that. You know, he has every right to his opinion. I have every right to my opinion, but I do agree with him mostly. Yes, it is exploitation for a profit, but on the other hand, for me, the educational side and uh, having future generations learn about how 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 a reptiles live, how they carry on their species, how they eat, how they breathe, how they, what their habitats are like. You know, that part of me, the science part of it, is in agreement with doing this. But then another part of me says yes, it is exploitation for a profit also, because these spaces are not cheap. So you know they're charging a premium to have people watch all this and come in here and interact and everything. And they do, and you gotta remember, reptiles carry they can carry diseases. They carry salmonella. They can carry they can carry E. coli. They can carry a lot. That's why it's always important if you're gonna play around with reptiles, you need to wear latex or like nitrile gloves and wash your hands. You pull the glove off by the wrist part. You put your thumb underneath and you pull it inside out, and then you throw the gloves away, and then you wash your hands. You know, all the way up to your halfway up to your arm or something at least. If you're that worried, I'm not worried about it. You know, but
Work
some
would take about
people
3 years to
get
complete,
sick pretty
and
easy. You
newly
know,
named
so.
Manassas Mall would celebrate its Phase 2 grand rededication on February 24, 1987, with Sears and a two-floor Leggett as third and fourth senior anchors along the brand new concourse.
A 2 4 Leggett. Wow, never knew that. Busy, or is that Billy Bees? I think. Yeah, I think it's called Billy Bees. But unfortunately, JJ's he's 14 years old now, going on 15. I would have loved to been able to pay for him to just enjoy being a kid. You know.
This section of the mall that we're in right now has been there since the Phase 1 opening in 1972. Back in the 80s, it was mainly a services-oriented concourse. There was a fun and fitness health spa where shoppers could cultivate mass, and a Bob's Old Fashioned ice cream shop for those cheap days. There was a First America Savings and Loan, Dr. Norman Rosenberg's optometry practice, Charles Russell hairstylists, the vacuum center, and a Pearl Vision Center where you could fill a new glasses prescription from Dr. Rosenberg. But all of these places were mainly in service to the Montgomery Ward that anchored this end of the mall. Back then, everything you needed was here at the mall, and malls were designed to keep you inside
Etsy,
for
wait.
as long as possible.
Etsy,
It really works. People spend so much
Etsy.
money and time inside malls. It was the kind of money going into developers' pockets that left them with only two options back then. They could build or buy a new mall, or they could expand one that they've already got. Money was spilling out of their pockets back then. And that's what Interstate Properties did. They spent millions of dollars to expand the Manassas Mall so it could put up a fight against Fair Oaks. That's what smart, responsible, forward-thinking developers did back then, and it's why modern scumbag developers like Kohan and Namdar fail so hard today.
Fucking Namdar. Oh my god.
1986, the Manassas Mall Cinema.
Fucking Namdar. Everybody, do not visit Namdar. Boycom. Go against them. I'm not telling you why. That's for you to kind of read between the lines because of the name, all right? That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to say it directly. I don't. No. I won't visit them. I wanted to do with those scumbags.
Was twinned and had 5 new screens added, now called the Manassas Showcase Theaters 7. Showing at the time was Critters, The Money Pit,
Critters.
Mojo Dancer, Legend, Heathcliff, Police Academy 3, In the Shadow of Kilimanjaro, and
Heathcliff.
Sleeping Beauty.
Oh yeah.
Then tickets were $2.50.
I miss that cartoon so much.
Except Tuesday, when they were only $1. Just to keep things calibrated with what you'll see in this footage, the movie theater was located right where the H&M is today. On January 28, 1988, news broke in the Washington Post that Eddie DeBartolo was set to construct a new super regional mall just 3 miles to the north of Manassas Mall, and it would be part of an overall plan to revamp the entire region adjacent to the Manassas National Battlefield Park. DeBartolo's new project, including his new Prince William Center Mall, would span 600 acres, and it would have an enclosed leasable retail footprint of over 1.2 million square feet. It would bring nearly 2 million square feet of office space and 560 new homes to the area. But by this time, though, DeBartolo's name had been on the DOJ's organized crime principal subjects list for years, and by May of 1988, the SEC launched a probe against DeBartolo, alleging that he illegally aided Paul Blitzerian through the mid-1980s in the hostile takeover of the Singer Sewing Machine Company through stock parking, which is when one party purchases shares in coordination with another to keep legal ownership separated and to avoid either party's holdings exceeding federal disclosure law thresholds. They were just getting a majority through shady means. So DeBartolo had to cool it with new developments while his legal matters were being squared away. And his new mall in Manassas...
I wonder how he makes a video without security or anybody else getting mad.
...settled with the SEC in 1989, paying $2.7 million in fines, getting a slap on his wrist, and ultimately clearing his name. I still think he was mocked up.
Yeah, that was okay. Yeah, wow.
It's like Lurch from the Addams Family.
Lurch.
Into the 1990s, Manassas Mall
He does look like
all
Lurch.
its senior anchors intact with over 90% occupancy.
That white
The mall
candle,
was beginning to show
that
its
Yankee, that candle thing, that white barn. They call it white barn. They started doing that for, but I don't know why.
It was announced in the
My girlfriend, she'll get stuff from this one or just whatever one she has coupons, you know.
mid-90s that Manassas Mall would undergo a major facelift to update the dark brown aesthetic that it had for years with a brighter overall look. And the result of that is how the mall looks to this day. As work inside the mall was staged to begin by 1996, it was also announced that the former Grant City turned Hex would be closing and relocating to a new building at the north end of the mall, directly adjacent to Sears. The old Hex was demolished and the new Hex reopened in 1997, and on its old parcel, a new Target store opened that same year.
Yep.
It was also at this time that the
Yep. Target. Yep. I told you guys.
Leggett department store chain was purchased by Belk, who chose not to renew the lease at Manassas Mall. The Leggett closed, and it was replaced later in 1997 by a JCPenney. As Manassas Mall straddled the new millennium,
The McDonald's is gone. See, everybody?
made the decision to cease operations after their worst Christmas season on record.
I forgot.
Announcing on
I forget when me and her
December
had gotten
25th,
Subway, but
all
we had gotten it a
stores
while
would be
back.
closed in the following year.
We were eating at that table right there by that table right there.
2001, and 1 year later, Sears moved out of its space from the 1986 renovation and into the former Ward's.
I know we ate at one of these tables too.
2002, with a Sears Auto Center attached. A few years later, on February 28, 2005, Federated Department Stores purchased the May Department Store Company for $11 billion in stock, which included the Hecht Company. As a result, all Hects would be shuttered and defunct by September 9, 2006, at which point the location at Manassas Mall was converted to a Macy's masthead. But as you'll see when we head outside, the Hecht's branding is still engraved into the stone on that facade. Just
I
as
didn't know
Federated
that.
was closing the deal with May, it was announced
Wow.
that Walmart would be opening a new supercenter at the Manassas Mall, which had its grand opening in the former 1986 Sears parcel by 2009. But by this point in the late 2000s,
So in 2009 it was Sears? I guess. Wow. I wish I knew that. Wow, he actually does his research, everybody. Holy cow, he really does. I can't tell you any more than what I was told in bits and pieces, and sometimes my memory's fragmented because I get busy with things and I get depressed and everything else, and it just
Interstate
sucks.
Properties had been failing to make payments on time for the Manassas Mall, and Vornado Realty Trust was brought in as special servicer.
Vornado. I didn't even realize I wasn't subscribed. Holy cow.
to manage and lease the property.
At least it was
By the
suggested to me, though.
2010s, the Manassas Mall had gained a reputation as Virginia's worst mall, despite steadily full occupancy and a full slate of senior anchors. People didn't want to travel to this mall, and the only traffic was coming from locals. It was even enough for Target to pull the plug, who closed their location here in 2013 using declining sales.
2013, I think they closed into 2000. Wow. I didn't know that. Damn. Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask my girlfriend all about this. She would probably know more than, yeah, she would probably know quite a bit about it. I mean, she also worked at Walmart too, so
As an excuse to close.
I don't know if it's at Walmart, but
Vornado exited their interest in the mall, and the Pyramid Company.
let's see if he walks in the Walmart in the one person standing by the doors.
A slate of 40 closures, including the location here at Manassas, which closed later in 2015. The former JCPenney was replaced by an at-home
They had these like
discount furniture
gambling
store
machines right there for a while. It was like
Surely
really
Walmart was
short
a
period
great
of
place for
time.
locals to get some grocery shopping done, and the at-home had sales here and there for decent furniture. But neither of them are capable of generating actual mall traffic. And with Macy's and the ailing Sears as the sole traditional anchor tenants,
They are expensive, and I'm glad they're going. And I'm glad they're losing. And I'm glad they're gonna go out of business. I'm really glad.
Virginia's worst mall. The whole Manassas Mall being, quote, Virginia's worst mall circulated around the internet on Facebook and forums and stuff in the 2010s, and people were just spreading rumors that the area was unsafe and dirty, and it was all just a bunch of BS. I don't agree with it at all. I don't think Manassas is the greatest city in the world by any means, but this area is fine. Manassas Mall is fine. If you're in the area, come visit it. The actual worst mall in Virginia, I think, would probably go to Ballston Quarter.
Yep.
That's just my opinion.
Yep. No. He's he's absolutely right. Ballston Commons Mall, that's the worst one. That mall had went to shit real quick. It used to be good in the early 2010s. It was real good, and it just got to shit real quick too. So, but yeah, I actually like Manassas Mall. I don't feel like I'm uncomfortable while here. I don't see anything bad going on. I mean, every mall has its problems, though. I think there was a shooting in the parking lot by the food court or something not that long ago, but that was it. I'm pretty sure of it. You know. Other than that, yeah, I haven't heard anything bad much. You know.
What the hell is dragon breath? What are nitrogen puffs?
Yeah, and he's vaping.
In what I think was an incredibly
That's sick.
forward-thinking and big-brained mall management maneuver, Vornado completely reimagined the vacant Grants turned Hechts turned Target space into an experiential concourse with restaurants, an uptown alley bowling alley, and an Autobahn speed indoor high-speed electric go-kart racetrack.
No, it's
In
K1.
2015. It was
Oh,
also at this time
yeah.
that Vornado pumped a few million
2015.
dollars into revamping the mall entrances and signage to a more modern aesthetic. I really do wish, though, that they kept the rad green square entrances with the marquee lights, but here we are. The experiential
Wait,
concourse
really?
was starting to raise occupancy in the mall. And
Green
more
square
traffic.
entrances with marquee.
And
I
in
never knew that.
2016, Manassas Mall was assessed for $46.3 million. A few years later, by 2019, the COVID quarantine forced the mall to close temporarily, and just like most other malls, wavering trust in enclosed retail spaces caused mall property values to plummet. By the end,
Yeah, but this mall pulled through the whole scamdemic. It had pulled through big time, and I'm glad. Like, I don't remember them being closed. I think they might have been closed for like a week. I think it was like a week or two, and that was it. It was very short. I don't remember it being long at all. I'll ask my girlfriend. Like, I'm gonna have her watch this. She's gonna have to watch this video in its entirety and write down her and probably write down some notes, and I'll have to try to compile that and I'm not gonna give her name out or anything like that. You know, she she's welcome to do that, but I'm not gonna. You know, but yeah. So I'm gonna have her write down some key notes and everything, and I'll try to revisit it and probably pin it in the comments below. And I'm going to pin it in the comments for try to see if not pin it, but in big capital white letters under this video also. I'll just copy and paste it over. So
In 2019, Sears announced that their Manassas Mall location would be closing, along with 96 other locations around the country. And by this time, the assessment for Manassas
Sears over there.
dropped to $31.3 million. So JP Morgan finally decided to put the mall up for sale in December later that year. A few months later, in February
Oh, wow.
2020, Miami-based Lionheart Capital
Kid dropped
purchased the
it.
Manassas Mall for $41 million. And just as the ink
There's a-
was drying, Sears finished up their liquidation and shuttered the location here at the mall. When Lionheart Capital purchased the mall, they brought in Syracuse, New York-based Spinoso Real Estate to manage and lease the property.
I'll have to take a look at that when I walk by it next time.
Was back in XLUX 60 when I covered the Seafoam Sentinel, the Johnstown Galleria. Spinoso was brought in as special servicer for Johnstown back in 2020 to revive the property.
I think that's the original. I think that's the original sign.
They were able to take the mall from a sheriff's sale price of just $240,000 in 2021 up to a much healthier sale price of $3.1 million in August of 2022. We're going
Yeah.
to take a look around an abandoned gas station that was just frozen in time. From what I can tell, it was a Hess gas station up until about May of 2018. And then it operated briefly as a Marathon gas station for a few months in 2019, when gas was apparently going for $2.15 a gallon.
He's actually right.
Abandoned gas station right outside of the Manassas.
All right, Catherine, do you recognize him?
I guess I just never drove this way to the mall before, but this kind of just came out of nowhere at me. And it's been stuck in time for so long. The gas, it looks like the last cash price for gas here for regular gas was $2.15. So this place has been closed for quite some time.
Yeah. But there's a food truck there.
Quite a while.
But there's a food truck and there's still power, and the food truck was getting power. The plug was back there. I actually got a wagon, without the handle. It was a folding wagon, and it doesn't have the handle. I have it right in the bedroom. But I got it from the back of this place too.
They're still keeping tabs on it. Looks like they still have a ring camera going all the time. Hey, buddy. Hi. Cool abandoned gas station. This place is rad. Anyway, yeah, that's the little abandoned gas station right outside of the Manassas Mall. So, let me show you the rest of the outside of the Manassas Mall. In 2023, a modest portion of the Wards turned Sears anchor space was converted to a floor and decor store. They sell tile.
I don't know that IHOP is 24/7 per se.
Definitely a decision that someone thought about. and
I'll have
made.
to ask about it.
The Auto Center remains vacant. The IHOP is still open 24/7, and in 2024, the Autobahn was rebranded to K1 Speed.
Yep.
In February of 2025, I showed up to film the footage you just watched. And about 6 months later, I returned to drive fast electric go-karts poorly inside the mall and to film the nighttime footage you're about to watch. So we're back here at the Manassas Mall, and it's about 9 o'clock at night. Now it is in mid.
Oh man, I wish you would have told me that you were going there, because I would have came down.
Race some indoor electric high-speed go-karts here at the K1 Speed racetrack. So let's go inside and do it. Come on.
Yeah, I don't think you were working then.
At the Manassas Mall, now in August of 2025, and it's about 9 o'clock at night. The mall closes at 8, but K1 and most of the stuff here stays open past midnight inside the old Grant City turned Hex turned Target turned experiential wing. But after almost getting mutilated by Mario Karts in various malls around the DC metro area for the past year, it was finally my turn to get behind the wheel. Let's go. Let's do it. Apple Pay or go. Okay.
then is this too tight or too loose?
That's good.
He's gonna give you a QR code over there.
Do you recognize her voice? Like Catherine?
Okay.
You can come back over here and then give you an unlock code to be able to get the race video.
Got it. All set?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
All bags, phones, wallets, doors.
Yeah, 8/15/2025 at 9 p.m.
Oh, these go-karts are so much fun. They're fast, too. These things can get up to about 45 miles an hour, and when you're driving around indoors on a slick track low to the ground, it just feels insane. The steering's also really tight, and the brakes are just so bad, they take some getting used to. I paid about $60, and for that, I got 2 races and footage of one of those races. Each race is 12 laps, so I went around the track 24 times. My best lap was the 6th in my second race at about 19 seconds. And the footage you just watched was of the last lap in my second race, the 24th lap. Obviously, I'm not going to put all of that footage in this video. That would be crazy. But all of you need to do this.
They got a
This is
torch for
so
what?
much fun.
What's a torch for?
24th lap.
Hey, like, do you recognize him?
I was so sore. So just keep that in mind if you come here to race these things. Oh, that was awesome. I just did 2 races, and it was a lot of fun. They were giving me tips on like how to drift around the track and get more efficient times. This place is really rad.
I want to go for a time. I would just go for just driving around.
Manassas Mall, you gotta come here. This place is really rad. They were giving me like tips on how to drift around the track and do like more efficient turns and how to get better times and stuff. This place is sick. I'm definitely gonna come back here. So he was telling me as I was coming around here, this is like the most difficult or challenging turn to get without like stopping. And he was telling me that what most of the experienced racers here do, they come flying around through here and they hug this wall, which is what I was trying to do. And they come up around that pin, that like hairpin turn up there. And he said they do like a 90-degree turn really quick. They like power slide through that and then they just take off through here. That's what I was trying to do. I don't know if it works, but that's what I was trying to do.
I want to go for a time. I would just enjoy it.
This is my first time at this location. But I've been to Autobahn in White Marsh, Maryland a lot. But yeah, this is awesome. This place is really great. How'd I do? Tell me how I did.
Yeah, Catherine, like you know more about this like than I would.
Here at K1 Speed was really accommodating. They gave me a tour of the equipment and let me walk around in the course a bit. And I'm just going to show you really quick how the sausage is made and what's underneath the hood for these go-karts. It's really cool. Just let me see like how.
Why couldn't you let me look at that? Come on.
And these are all electric, so they're powered by 4 different batteries, and they've got motors on the back wheels. So cool. And if none of you have ever driven one of these before, it's pretty simple, but it's actually.
I thought they were lithium batteries.
There's an accelerator.
Those are not.
And then there's the brake over
I remember you saying that they were lithium batteries, like like babe, but these are not lithiums. Like, those are AGMs.
actually turn those. So you just get put in this seat here, and you've got your harness that goes across.
But they're using the wrong kind of battery for the application. They need to use the 55 amp hour square ones.
Thank you so much. Let me grab my paperwork here. K1 Speed. This place is sick. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Have a good night, man. Thank you so much.
Attention shoppers, this is Stuart, Martin's ex-man friend, and I've got a note that was sent to me written by Marta from the Siglio Trace Correctional Facility down in Juarez, Mexico.
Just sucks that they changed the K1 instead of Autobahn. They should have kept it Autobahn. And like I said, it's the politics of it. Oh, they changed the gates now. They got yellow gates. I never seen that before. I remember just ropes, those stanchions with ropes.
guards watching and making animal noises, I'm gonna...
And then it says character limit exceeded, send extra postage. Well, I'm about not gonna do that. Don't read this to Sal because I'll get engaged to China, Marta's sister, and I don't need that crazy Marta witchcraft spoiling this spicy stew I got cooking up. Anyhow, I'll probably be married, living somewhere by the time we get out to Fair Oaks Mall next month. So if any of you want Marta, you can have her free store.
Where did he get that voice thing from? Because I heard Fair Oaks Mall. Where did he get that from? That's weird. It's funny though, but it's weird.
Okay, so that place is awesome. K1 Speed. You have to come here. If you're in town for an extended period, you have to go here. It is so much fun. The mall is doing pretty okay. It's got the one, like, kind of dead concourse, but there's a lot going on here. The food court's doing great.
It must have been pretty warm that night still.
But overall, the mall's just doing fine. So what I want to do now, to close the episode out, I'd like to try and get into like the mall. I know it's closed, but I want to see if there's like parts of it that we can see by going into like doors of things that are open. The Walmart's open, the IHOP is open, kind of like you just saw here. This concourse, the race track is open, but unfortunately they gated the mall off. Walls. It's not a dead mall at all. But this place is great. Okay.
I could tell you guys from 2007, the Crossgates Mall up in Albany, like area Schenectady. I remember walking around the entire mall at like 1 o'clock in the morning. I was told by the security guard named Sam that you could do that as long as you didn't start falling asleep or anything. You had to be moving around in order. And I knew they had cameras, but they didn't say anything. But they didn't really like me hanging out around there much either, though. So it is, I don't know. They really did me dirty after a while. I don't know why. I guess
Let's go. Let's go see what we can find. Come on.
you guys know what I'm saying. They just did me dirty.
Nope. So the IHOP is open 24/7, and let's see if the mall entrance here is open so we can take a peek inside.
No, you can only go in through the. I was gonna say you can only go into the main,
I'd like to thank
the
all of
IHOP
you
door.
for watching my video. Filming all these malls around the DC metro area over the last year has been so much fun, and it's been such a cathartic way for me to get to know my new home in Fairfax. If any of you ever move to a new area, do this. Just map out and drive around to see all of the malls near your new home, and just take a few pictures here and there to remember it. While I am excited to have the prospect of producing episodes of living malls behind me now, I will miss
A lot of wasted
active
space.
conversations on these places.
So much wasted
if any of
space.
you out there in this area, make sure you follow me on
I'm
social
surprised the
media
lights
to
are
keep
still
these
on in there.
conversations going. You can find me
Oh,
on Sky,
that door's
and
open.
Instagram at Salvatore Amadeo, Facebook at the Dead Mall Archives and Quite Studios, on the Dead Malls subreddit, which I do my best to moderate, and on my Discord server, home of DMod. Just go to discord.gg/DMod to join, and we can chat in real time. Thanks again to my patrons, elite explorers, super chatters, and merch customers. All of you are actively fueling my truck Galactus for future expeditions, and I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I'm actually going to spend the winter revamping the merch in my shop, adding some new trinkets and some Exlog branded wearables, if any of you are into that. If you've got suggestions, hit me up on my social media.
What the hell is a head spa?
That's what I want to know. Yeah.
Before we close the episode out, I wanted to send a shout out to all of the younger creators in the Dead Mall and retail documentation space. This community has changed since I first started my series in 2017, and we've seen quite a few kids mature into young adults over the past 8 years, and we've also seen countless new creators that are now making awesome content. I will admit that some of you annoyed the hell out of me back in the day. But in the past couple of months, I've spoken with many of you and learned that there was actually a single point of mutual tension within the community that absolutely needed to go. With that black hole of drama behind us, we can all explore together and create content.
Yeah,
as one
I actually agree with
community to
that.
preserve the memory of
A lot of it got
this
annoying. It
for
got
future generations.
it got bogus. It got fucked
So
up,
for you know.
you know. But
Please go show your support to
you
younger
know,
creators and
it is what it
support
is.
newer creators in this community, such as Zach the Mall Fox, North Sea Dog 22, and Exploring Retails with Andrew and all of Andrew's friends. Andrew, Zach, and Sea Dog, you're all talented young dudes that make fantastic videos, and I support all of you and your friends. So thank you for contributing such awesome work to this space. You guys rock. Awesome.
Yeah, that's the original. Holy cow.
I'll be back soon to
Yeah, the
see
Hooters
you
is
one more
closed.
time in Xlog
They're already done.
138, where we
They got
close
closed
out the
about
Phase
a little more than I think a little more than a year ago.
Metro tour with my new local mall that I visit frequently, Fair Oaks. It's a classic Taubman, and I can't wait to show it to all of you.
Yeah, it was built. It was built like Lake Forest.
Side quest locations, visiting the 3 remaining mallways around this area: Langley Park, Huntsman Square, and the Fair City Mall. They're all really tiny mallways, but they're going to be awesome side quests, and we're going to have a lot of fun going to them. That's coming up in my next episode, Xlog 138, at the end after we visit Fair Oaks Mall. But until then, please stay safe out there, Legion. Take care of yourselves, grow up, and focus on your family instead of picking fights with children on YouTube. And have a fantastic day.
Well, that's it for me too. Yeah, I'm gonna post the. I'm gonna, or at least pin it as a comment or something. You know, the link to this video here. But Catherine, I want you to compile your like your memories, thoughts, and whatever, so that way I can get them out and try to make the video more like accurate. Also, okay. So yeah, I guess that's it, everybody. Like, share, and subscribe, and go and visit Sal's channel.